For centuries, she waited, until one man's touch finally set her free. The wind howled across the desolate landscape of Kepler 762d, a planet that had long been forgotten by most of humanity. Jagged rock formations jutted from the surface like broken teeth, casting long shadows under the dim light of a distant binary star system. Dr. Zara Winters stood at the viewport of the research station, her fingers tracing the condensation forming on the reinforced glass. For 3 months, her team had been investigating an anomalous energy signature that seemed to pulse beneath the planet's rocky exterior. Standard geological scans had revealed nothing, no caverns, no underground structures, nothing to explain the persistent quantum fluctuations that defied all conventional scientific understanding. Dr. Winters called out Dr. Marcus Reeves, her chief geological analyst, "You'll want to see this." Zara turned, her environmental suit rustling with the movement. The research station was a marvel of engineering, a self-contained habitat that could withstand the planet's extreme temperature variations and unpredictable radiation storms. Each section was meticulously designed, from the advanced laboratory to the living quarters that felt more like a sterile medical facility than a home. Reeves was hunched over a holographic display, his fingers dancing across the projection. Quantum resonance graphs flickered and pulsed, showing a pattern that was anything but random. The energy signature, it's not just a signal. It's responding. Responding to what? Zara asked, moving closer. To us, Reeves said, a hint of excitement breaking through his typically reserved demeanor. Every time we've conducted a deep scan probe, the quantum signature changes. It's like it's listening. The implications were staggering. If true, this would represent the first conclusive evidence of a responsive non-biological intelligence. Zara had built her entire career on pushing the boundaries of quantum archaeology, the study of technological remnants that existed beyond traditional archaeological methods. Dr. Helena Chen, the team's cybernetics expert, joined them. The quantum entanglement is increasing, she noted, her augmented reality glasses displaying complex mathematical equations that danced around her field of vision. Whatever this is, it's not just a passive system. It's actively processing our interactions. Zara's mind raced with possibilities. Alien technology that could respond to human presence wasn't just a scientific breakthrough, it was a paradigm shift in understanding consciousness and technological evolution. Prepare the quantum resonance probe, she instructed. We're going to try direct communication. The next few hours were a blur of preparation. The quantum resonance probe was a delicate instrument, capable of sending and receiving signals at a subatomic level. It could potentially translate energy patterns into comprehensible data, bridging the gap between human understanding and an unknown technological consciousness. As the probe descended into a carefully selected geological fissure, the entire research station seemed to hold its breath. Sensors hummed. Computers processed impossible amounts of data. And then, suddenly, everything changed. A pulse. A single, perfect quantum wave that swept through their instruments like a silent tsunami. For a fraction of a second, the energy signature wasn't just responding, it was communicating. "My God," whispered Reeves. "It's alive." Zara stared at the readings, her scientific skepticism battling with an overwhelming sense of wonder. Whatever was down there had been waiting. Waiting for something. Or someone. And they were about to find out why. Commander Marcus Holloway studied the transmission from the research station on Kepler 762d with a mixture of professional curiosity and growing unease. The quantum resonance data was unlike anything he'd encountered in his 20-year career with the Interstellar Exploration Consortium. The orbital research vessel Horizon hung in space, a gleaming testament to human technological achievement. Its advanced sensor arrays extended like metallic tendrils, capturing every minute detail of the planet below. Marcus had overseen countless missions, but something about this one felt different, almost sentient. "Commander," Lieutenant Arya Patel called from the communications station, "we're receiving a compressed data packet from Dr. Winters. It's unusual." Marcus approached, his augmented neural interface already parsing the incoming information. The data wasn't just scientific readings, it was a complex tapestry of quantum signatures that seemed to breathe with an almost organic rhythm. Dr. Victor Ramanujan, the ship's lead xenotechnologist, appeared at Marcus's side. "These patterns," he muttered, "they're not random. They're a form of communication we've never seen before." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing layers of intricate energy patterns. Each pulse seemed to carry fragments of information, like memories trapped in quantum suspension. Marcus could feel the weight of centuries compressed into these microscopic interactions. "How long has this been here?" he asked, more to himself than to anyone else. Lieutenant Patel's voice carried a note of excitement. "The initial carbon and quantum dating suggests this technology predates human civilization by at least 3 million years. But it's not deteriorating. It's waiting." The word hung in the air, pregnant with possibility. Victor's fingers danced across the holographic interface, isolating specific quantum signatures. "Look at this," he said, zooming into a particular energy pattern. "These are not just random signals. They're structured. Purposeful." Marcus watched as the pattern revealed itself, a complex mathematical language that seemed to pulse with intention. It was as if the very fabric of quantum space was trying to communicate something profound and ancient. "We need to get a team down to the surface," Marcus decided. "Dr. Winter's initial probes have only scratched the surface. Whatever is down there wants to be understood." The bridge crew worked with increased intensity. Preparation teams assembled specialized equipment, quantum resonance scanners, adaptive communication interfaces, and protective gear designed to withstand unknown environmental conditions. But beneath the scientific excitement, a sense of apprehension grew. This was more than a discovery. This was a potential first contact with a technological intelligence that had been waiting, possibly for millions of years. As the horizon prepared its landing protocols, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to cross a threshold. Humanity had always believed it was alone in the universe. But what if they were wrong? What if something had been watching, waiting, preparing for this very moment? The quantum signatures continued to pulse, a heartbeat of ancient technology awakening from its long slumber. The research installation hummed with nervous energy as engineer Rohan Desai carefully prepared the quantum interface system. Massive holographic displays surrounded him, each screen flickering with complex mathematical translations of the alien signals they had captured. Rohan was not a man easily intimidated. His career had been built on pushing technological boundaries, deciphering systems that others deemed impossible. But this was different. The quantum signatures they'd recovered were more than just data. They felt alive. Dr. Zara Winters stood nearby, her analytical gaze fixed on the intricate network of quantum resonance equipment. "We're dealing with something beyond our current understanding," she murmured, more to herself than to Rohan. The makeshift laboratory was a marvel of improvised technology. Specialized quantum decryption arrays lined the walls, each one calibrated to detect the most minute variations in the energy signatures. Rohan's cybernetic implants allowed him to interface directly with the equipment, his neural pathways extending into the complex machinery. "I'm detecting a pattern," he said suddenly, his voice tight with concentration. "It's not random. There's a deliberate structure to these quantum fluctuations." A holographic representation materialized, a three-dimensional map of interconnected energy patterns that seemed to breathe and pulse with an almost organic rhythm. Each intersection point represented a complex mathematical relationship, a language far more sophisticated than any human communication system. Commander Marcus Holloway entered the lab, his presence commanding immediate attention. "Status report," he demanded, his eyes scanning the intricate displays. Rohan pointed to a particularly intense cluster of quantum signatures. "These patterns suggest a form of self-preserving memory. It's like the entire system is a living archive, preserving something far more significant than just data." Dr. Helena Chen approached, her augmented reality glasses projecting additional computational layers onto the holographic display. "Look at the quantum entanglement," she said. "These signals are maintaining coherence across impossible distances. It's as if the technology is designed to persist, to wait." The word "wait" hung in the air, charged with unspoken implications. As Rohan continued to work, his cybernetic interfaces began to translate fragments of the quantum language. Slowly, painfully, pieces of a story began to emerge. Not words in the traditional sense, but impressions. Memories. A purpose that had been suspended for millennia. "It's a sentinel," Rohan whispered, his eyes wide. "Not just a piece of technology. A guardian." The quantum signatures began to pulse more intensely, responding to their attempts at communication. It was neither aggressive nor welcoming, simply present. Waiting. Commander Holloway stepped forward. "What is it guarding?" Before anyone could respond, the entire laboratory flickered. For a fraction of a second, the quantum patterns coalesced into something almost recognizable, a shape, a form, a suggestion of something vast and incomprehensible. And then, just as quickly, it was gone. The team stood in stunned silence. They were no longer just researchers. They had become witnesses to something that challenged everything humanity understood about technology, consciousness, and the very nature of existence. Whatever was buried beneath the surface of Kepler 762d was awakening. And they were about to find out why it had been sleeping for so long. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the threshold of the alien complex's central chamber, her xenolinguistics expertise pushed to its absolute limit. The walls around her seemed to breathe with an ancient, dormant intelligence that defied conventional understanding. The journey to this point had been anything but straightforward. What began as a routine research mission had transformed into something far more profound. Every step deeper into the complex revealed layers of technological sophistication that made human advancements look like primitive scratches. "The linguistic patterns are extraordinary," Elena muttered into her recording device. "These quantum signatures aren't just a communication method. They're a living memory system." Commander Marcus Holloway and Rohan Desai flanked her, their protective gear seeming almost comically inadequate in the face of the alien technology that surrounded them. The chamber walls pulsed with soft, almost bioluminescent energy, not light in the traditional sense, but something more fundamental. Rohan's cybernetic interfaces began to twitch. "I'm detecting multiple layers of quantum encryption," he reported. "It's like each molecular structure is holding a fragment of a much larger narrative." Elena approached a crystalline structure that dominated the chamber's center. Unlike the cold, metallic technologies humans had developed, this felt organic, as if the very technology was alive. Her fingers hovered near its surface, sensing something beyond mere physical contact. "It's waiting," she said softly. "Not just waiting to be discovered, but waiting to be understood." The quantum signatures began to shift. What had been incomprehensible patterns started to form something resembling meaning. Not words, exactly, but impressions. Memories. A purpose that had been suspended for millennia. Commander Holloway's voice cut through the tension. "Can you translate?" Elena closed her eyes, allowing her specialized neural interfaces to process the quantum data. Fragments of a story began to emerge, not in human language, but in a more fundamental form of communication. A guardian. A warning. A preservation. "It's protecting something," Elena whispered. "Not from external threats, but from something far more complex. A potential future. A convergence." The chamber began to respond to their presence. Quantum energy rippled across surfaces, creating momentary holographic impressions of civilizations long dead. Moments of triumph. Moments of devastating loss. A cosmic narrative that stretched beyond human comprehension. Rohan's cybernetic systems began to overload. "The data volume is incredible," he gasped. "It's like the entire chamber is a living memory archive." What they were witnessing was beyond first contact. This was a dialogue with something that existed beyond time and space, a technological consciousness that had been waiting, preserving, watching. And now, it was ready to be understood. The quantum signatures intensified. The crystalline structure at the chamber's center began to pulse with an energy that seemed to draw from the very fabric of reality itself. Something was about to be revealed. Something that would change everything humanity thought it knew about existence, technology, and its place in the universe. The moment stretched into eternity. Dr. Zara Winters, Commander Marcus Holloway, Rohan Desai, and Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood united at the heart of a mystery that defied human comprehension. The quantum sentinel pulsed with an energy that seemed to transcend physical space. Layers of ancient memory unfurled around them like cosmic tapestries, revealing fragments of a story millions of years in the making. "It's a warning," Elena said, her voice barely a whisper. The quantum signatures had transformed from abstract patterns to something more coherent, a message preserved across millennia. Rohan's cybernetic interfaces were working overtime, translating the impossible. Not just a warning, he corrected. A protection protocol. The chamber's crystalline structures began to shift, creating holographic projections that showed glimpses of cosmic events. Civilizations rising and falling. Entire star systems consumed by some unimaginable threat. And at the center of it all, a single constant, this technological guardian. Commander Holloway stepped forward, his military training battling with pure scientific wonder. Protecting what? He demanded. The quantum signatures coalesced. Not into words, but into a fundamental understanding that hit them with the force of a physical blow. The Sentinel was a fail-safe. A cosmic immune system designed to prevent a catastrophic threat that could destroy not just civilizations, but entire realities. It had been waiting. Watching. Preparing. And now, it had chosen them. Dr. Zara Winters understood first. "We're not just discovering this technology," she realized. "We're being selected." The chamber transformed. Quantum energy mapped itself onto their neural pathways, downloading centuries of cosmic knowledge in milliseconds. They saw everything, the rise and fall of civilizations beyond human imagination, the intricate balance of universal forces, and the imminent threat that had been kept at bay. Rohan's body trembled as terabytes of information integrated with his cybernetic systems. Elena's linguistic interfaces exploded with translations of a language that existed beyond sound or symbol. Marcus felt his entire understanding of reality being rewritten. "Humanity is not ready," the Sentinel's message conveyed. "But you are the closest we've found." The final piece of the puzzle clicked into place. This wasn't just a discovery. It was a recruitment. A passing of a cosmic torch. As the quantum energy reached its peak, the four researchers understood their true purpose. They were no longer just explorers. They were now guardians of a secret that could save or destroy everything. The Sentinel had waited for centuries. And now, it had found its successors. The universe held its breath.